Darren Hamill again, and I just got back from a Taiji class, and I gave away a free handout to the people who had attended the class, and I thought I'd offer for free online too. Just, if anybody wants it, just download it, and it's free. You can distribute it any way you want. And the first thing in it is it's called 100 Days Building the Foundation. I had this online once before, and it's pretty popular. And it's just in brief, starts off with the preparation for the Taoist Alchemy, which is also raising Kundalini. 8 no meat, 8 eggs, fish, and dairy, and that's about it. Meditation, emptiness 4 times a day. It was 20 minutes, and I worked myself up to an hour in July, and then or an hour until July when I was doing like 8 to 10 hours of meditation a day. And one of the secrets is that you really gotta want this. If you don't want it and you're only doing 20 minutes a day, you're just distracted, and maybe a year or two from now, or when you start, you'll get into it, and you'll want it more, and you get it. It's just the way it works. It works on cycles, your internal cycles matched up with the external cycles of the world. There's no pressure for doing this stuff. And the breath work, I'll read this straight from it. Bone breathing with closed eyes lasting 20 minutes once a day, and I do this several times a week, but not every day. This is done by inhale 10 times into your belly and focus on pulling your ki into the bones of your left hand. So you inhale and you focus on the bones in your left hand. And then when you exhale, both through your nose, you exhale, and you imagine that the chi is getting packed into your bones. And you should be able to feel it. If you take a deep breath and exhale real hard and you're focusing on your hand, you should be able to feel like a force or a wave or something move, and it moves up your spine and into your arm and into your hand. That's what you should be feeling. So you inhale, you pull it into the bones, and you exhale, you compress it. You do it for everything. Your hand, upper arm, all the way up, all the bones in your body, including your head. And you do that, and then when you're done with that, you do 10 more deep breaths into your tien, and then you focus on the spine. Inhale, you pull the chi, you focus on your spine. Exhale, you shove the chi up your spine, and this is the wind chi. So your wind chi will clear a space up your spine. And it's best to actually do this at night, when you're lying on your bed at night and you've got nothing else to do, and you can fall asleep after you've done this, and that's fine. That's fine, but don't move. That's the whole secret. Don't move. And once you breathe the wind chi up your spine, you try to lead it all the way up and then out the forehead, so it's like shooting at your forehead a little bit. That's one of the tricks. You just gotta lead it up, out, and what you do is just clearing a path with your wind chi. And the next thing that moves is your water chi. Now that moves on its own. You gotta clear the path for it, you gotta show the way, you gotta guide it, but it moves on its own, and it moves at the full moon, around the full moon, and this is actually, I'm recording this on the full moon, I believe. So if you're doing it, do it tonight. That'd be a good shot at it. Another thing is you have to be extremely emotionally involved. Like I did this, and I was suffering from extreme grief. There's other people, like the Tantra, they practice the Methuma posture, which is a sexual posture, like the woman sits like I'm sitting down, and the woman sits on top of you, and you're having sex, and you don't move or anything. You try to build up as much sexual tension as possible, and that makes you just feel a little bit crazy, and that's the intensity of emotions you need. And the Christians, the monks, they would beat themselves with whips and stuff, and it's called self-flagellation. And with that intense emotion, they would raise what they call, I don't know, Holy Spirit, but it was the same Kundalini energy, which is basically just chi shooting up your spine. So everybody's got their own names for it. It doesn't matter what religious tradition or spiritual tradition you are in the world. Everybody's got this name for this Kundalini stuff that shoots up the spine. And I started this in February of '94, and I really got intense in May, April, and that's when things really started to happen. The 100-day start was in April 24th, 1994. It was a full moon. That was the first major Kundalini awakening, or this process. I practiced the firing, and then I practiced bone breathing, the firings, the intense emotional, because I was in a pretty bad state at the time. I practiced bone breathing with breathing energy up my spine, and then the meditation had a powerful vision of inner light. Every time the perineum would pump, it would pump fiercely. The inner light would blaze forth, forming inner vision. What that is it's the backward flowing method. When you don't have sex and you don't masturbate, then the internal energy starts to ferment in your lower tien, the lower cauldron. And what it does is it transforms into chi. And when you breathe that up your spine, it's called the backward flowing method. So instead of you losing menstrual fluid or seminal fluid out, down and out the penis. It goes up and back up the spine. It's a reverse of the process that's going on, with pretty much everybody now. And you have to reverse that in order to get it up the spine. It's called the reverse flowing method from I think The Secret of the Golden Flower coined that term. And then about a month and a half later, or 2 months, in June, on the new moon, these were perfectly on the full moon and perfectly on the new moon. I did the firing process in the bow breathing. While breathing energy up my spine, the perineum began pumping with pressure pain. It was like you're ejaculating, but you're not really. Nothing's coming out. It's just it's like ejaculating chi up your spine. Really weird, but hey, that's what happens. While breathing energy up the spine, perineum began pumping with pressure pain. I felt in the third eye area, bang right there. Everything was pretty much in pain at the time. I was forcing it up the spine, which you probably shouldn't do, but I was desperate at the time. Tried to relax, couldn't, and then I was having a lot of out-of-body experiences. The normal sized body. This time, the little tiny body came out of the forehead, and reading, desperately reading Taoist texts and Hindu texts. It's called the diamond body. At the time, I had no idea that was going to happen, but it did, and I wrote it down. I kept a really detailed journal, and if you're watching this, I suggest you keep a journal too. Everything that happens, doesn't matter. If you can, you've got the discipline, even record your dreams. Everything matters. So I came out of the body, out of my forehead in a tiny little body. It's called the diamond body, and it was pretty intense. And then the end of the 100 days, it's really odd how this stuff is like perfectly timed. It's like clockwork mysticism or something, this alchemy, some of these stages. It was incredible. I think I've told you this in an earlier video. My normal vision was replaced with a new vision. Instead of seeing with my fleshly eyes, I became aware and was seeing from my spiritual center, my soul. That's where I was seeing everything. I was one with the universe. I saw the stones on the trail as gemstones. I was looking into the earth. It was like glass, and it was that unity experience. And this is another one of those experiences that you can find everywhere. I've read the Zohar and the Jewish mystical text, and it talks about that experience. Taoist Alchemy's got many experiences just like that. Catholic mystical theology talks about the exact same experience. It's universal, happens to anybody who spends any serious time in meditation. And those things really have to be, I don't believe the diet is as important as the emotional content, because we're made up of emotions, will, and intellect, and you really have to engage all three in order to make this mystical process work. Your emotions have to be involved, your intellect with the meditation has to be involved, and the will has to be involved. And it's really funny that when you get to the higher stages, you have to start letting that go. So you have to, the intense emotions, you have to develop peace. With the intellect, you're studying and learning everything you can, and you're focusing on a one point on your body, your bones and stuff, and then you have to let that go, and you have to practice the emptiness meditation, the contemplative meditations as the Christians call it. And then with the will, you're forcing everything, you're really working hard, and then with the will, you got to surrender even that, and that's when the fire chi starts running. You first rising up your spine, and that's the true Kundalini, like this wind chi that feels like Kundalini, and a lot of people mistake that for the ultimate. It's not. Even the water, where the water is shooting up the water chi is shooting up your spine, you start seeing internal lights because it's transforming chi into shen, chi into spiritual power. People think that's the ultimate Kundalini. That ain't either. It's intense, but it's not. And it's the fire chi that's the ultimate Kundalini, which happens once a year, and that's where you actually see the universe being made out of light, and that's what raises you to the limit of human consciousness, where there's no more forms after that. So all the visions of light and all that kind of stuff stops, and as crazy as it was before, then you start to sort of miss it. But it's part of the process, and I hope this helps you. I'm gonna also, after the 100 days building the foundation, how to raise Kundalini, there's some more stories. There's more about Tai Chi than pretty much anything else, because I'm a Tai Chi teacher. And then after that, a bunch of the wisdom. It's I think there's 90 something short paragraphs. It's not like the Tao Te Ching. It's just stuff that my teacher used to tell me, and stuff that I catch myself repeating from that he said to my students. It's just stuff that jogged their memory and jog your memory too, if you know this stuff, because it's universal wisdom. It's everywhere. It's from the Zohar. It's from Secret of the Golden Flower, Tao Te Ching. It's from the Catholic mystical theology, Indian mystical theology. You're going to find this stuff everywhere. I just try to keep things as simple as possible. Anyway, I hope this helps you, and please, once I get this online, I hope you download it for free, just distribute it. I don't care what you do with it. I hope somebody uses it, and I hope it helps them, and I hope it helps you especially. Thank you very much, and I wish you peace and love and every other good thing on your spiritual journey.